Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is top 4 videos over 4 years, and this is honour in the fact that 4 years ago this week, I think it's going 4 years ago this week, I hit my 4-year anniversary. So there are 4 videos about 4 different things celebrating the number 4. So today's is the top 4 videos over 4 years. The next one will be 4 channels with less than 4 subscribers, less than 500 subscribers. We've got in the middle, towards the end of the month, we've got top 4 books over 4 years. Not quite sure how I'm going to play around with that. And then the last one at the end of the month will be 4 things I've learned over on Booktube. So, one of the things I will say, but at the start of this, is the fact that I've got another friend that's hit 4 years this year, and that is Ross from Scally Dangly About the Books. So she's also celebrating that, and I will link her channel down below. So I'm going to go with the lowest out of the 4 and show you up to the top rated, like, you know, views, whatever. So number 4 is my Booktube Newbie tag, which is the first video I put up. That had 528 views. I will link all of these videos down below. I'm not very good at like putting pictures up of me watching them, but I did yesterday watch all 4 videos. And yeah, watching that Booktube Newbie one was very, very strange. For starters, I did it in portrait rather than landscape. Yeah, I very quickly learned that was the wrong way. It was in my bedroom with my new bookshelf. It's the first video I did. Like, the Booktube Newbie tag's a really good one, but I don't think I see as many people do that anymore. Back when I started, it was like one that you did as soon as you started or very quickly on. It's funny that out of all of the people that I mentioned in that, not many people have either got channels now or I'm not as close to now. Friendship groups change over the years, but it was my sister Charlie who got me into it. And talk about changing. I was wearing my Harry Potter things, which I don't obviously support anymore. I was wearing my Harry Potter hoodie. I was right on the floor in my bedroom. I was rambling. I was like, oh my God. It's probably one of the shorter videos I've ever done, but it felt really, sorry guys, Thomas's school holidays. I was really, apparently 2 of the things I was looking forward to were readathons and tags. Now, tag videos nowadays don't do as well, and I don't tend to do them as often now. I think I went through a stage where I was doing tag videos a lot, and I think I was using those that are good because you shout out other channels. But now I find them quite, yeah, I don't really do them as often now. And I was excited by readathons. I still do some. Obviously, by now you would have heard that I'm hosting another one. But I don't do as many. This year I've decided to take a real step back from readathons because I found they were really tiring me out. But I still like readathons, just not as much as I used to. I still do, I think Victober, Jane Austen, July, they're like 2 of my standards. Plus the one I always do every year with the Past and Future readathon, which I host with my friends. I am doing another one in May, which is Misery May. But I'm trying not to overwhelm myself with readathons because sometimes you can get so into them and that it can affect your TBR. I was really into, like I said, I was really into Harry Potter. I was really into my contemporaries back then. I didn't really read as much historical fiction, although I did read it. And I've certainly found that my taste in books has changed a lot. And obviously my bookshelves have like tripled / quadrupled in size. And it's really weird. It's really, really weird looking back on that, like how much I've changed. So that was my number 4 video. My number 3 video was my Victober TBR from 2021. Now, I think the classics videos do a lot better in ratings. That one had 574 views. And any of the videos I do on classics tend to do really well. I think that's because it's still quite, in the area of Booktube that my community, I think that's a real go-to place to go to. And Victober TBRs always do really, really well, like I said. And 2021 wasn't last year's, it was the year before. And I was looking at that, and my angle, like where I'm filming, like today I'm filming like directly in front of you, and I was like on the table down low and you're looking up at me. I don't really think that was as flattering. So I think I've changed in the way I've sort of angled my videos. Now I've got my stand, which I use when I'm up in my bedroom, and I've got a different chair to doing here. So that was quite good. these TBRs, yeah, Booktober TBRs always do well. That was the year that I hosted a read-along of Wuthering Heights. Would you like me this year to do a read-along of The Tent of Wildfell Hall? I was going to do it last year, but I haven't. Would you like me to do a read-along of The Tent of Wildfell Hall this year? Or another Bronte one? Let me know down below. I'd love to know that. That was the year that I tried Lady Audley's Secret for the first time. And I loved it. It was one of my favourite books of the year. It was also the year I read my first Wilkie Collins, who was a massive, massive success. I did loads of buddy reads. I think, I love Booktober. It is still one of my favourite Booktube events. It's one of the things I look forward to every year. I think I plan Booktober every year. Like I've already got books planned for Booktober already, and we're only in like April. So it's like Booktober is a massive event. At the time of that year, it was just Katie, Kate and Lucy that did it. That were the hosts that year. Obviously last year the host changed again, and we had Marissa and Roz, and I think we also had Petra Yu. So that was another year that changed. One of these days it'd be a dream come true to ever host like Booktober, but you want the host. If I ever got that famous enough to be asked, it would be like, because I love Booktober. Booktober is one of the biggest events of the year. And I reread Wuthering Heights, and I still love Wuthering Heights. Still like my favourite. I don't know if I can include that in my top 4 favourite books of that year, because it's a favourite book every year. So, and then video number 3, and that was my middle grade bookshelf tour, and that was my actually highest rated bookshelf tour. But it had 618 views, but it couldn't have any comments because Mia was the one that was showing all the videos. You know, my daughter. And at the time, I think it was like a year or 2 ago, so she was only about 8. So it meant that it had that child lock thingy on it, and it was middle grade. So no one could comment. At first I was like, I didn't understand what was going on. Like, why was I not getting comments? And then I looked into it, and it's because my 10-year-old, I don't think the Booktube police mind too much if we've got kids that are popping in and out. But the fact that she was doing all of it kind of meant that there was no comments. But my middle grade bookshelf, my middle grade taste has changed. I had all the classics. I had all the Roald Dahl books, and I think because of all the controversy around Roald Dahl, I've not actually read most of those books on my shelves. But now I'm getting a lot more into middle grade fantasy, and I'm a lot more into middle grade like things like that. And I've got a lot. My middle grade taste has definitely changed. I've got a few Kieran Milwood Hargreaves books, her middle grade books, which I'm loving. So that middle grade sort of thing's done really well. It was done 2 years ago. Mia showed the videos. I've read most of them. And it was a good video to film. It's quite a nice, fun, easy one to do. And Mia filmed it and did it. Would you like me to do more bookshelves? I love this. Is what I want to love about this video. I'm hoping you guys can interact with me and tell me what kind of videos you want me to film going forward, because I would love to know. And then my number 1, my highest rated video on Booktube is the classics for 2022. And that had 739 views. And the thing was, out of all those classics for 2022, I think the Oscar Wilde plays was the only one I absolutely loved. And a lot of them were quite floppy. Like, it was just, The Woodlanders was my least favourite Thomas Hardy. Miss Dalloway, God, I hated that. Bleak House wasn't a very good Dickens. I've since enjoyed Dickens more. The Way We Live Now, that I read by Anthony Trollope, that was good, but I've got Dr. Walter's School, which I need to read, actually. That's one of the ones I would like to go forward reading. But for some reason, that was my favourite, that was my highest rated video. And it was one that, again, I love filming. It was going forward, like I said, my classics for 20. I'm going to still keep with that. Every year I'm going to have 10 classics. And I think that definitely works really well. So that's going forward, another video that will keep going. So those are the top 4 rated books. But for me, a personal mention was my top book that I loved filming, which is an honourable mention, which I'll still link down below, was my Chronic Pain and Invisible Disabilities video. That was my story. That is the one that's going to be quite prominent in the fact that I've decided, obviously, for May, with the fact that we're doing the Invisible Disabilities Sweeney's Readathon, I'm going to be updating that, but going to be doing another video around that area, around the Spoonies, and my Spoonie story, I think I'll be calling it. That's a good one, actually, my Spoonie story. There you go, I need to write a note somewhere. But that was a video that I made. I think it was made on the 23rd of December 2019, so it's a good few years ago, and it was before my operation. So it will be a one that when I remake the Spoonie stories, when I make my Spoonie stories up, it will be an updated bit. So I will link that video again in the future video and see how much my chronic pain and invisible disabilities story has changed. But that was my favourite one to make because it was very close to my heart. I am Spoonie, I do have invisible disabilities and chronic pain, and I think it's going to be one I really want to do a bit more of. But that at the time, that felt very personal, very raw to make, but it was one that still did well. I can't remember how many views it did, but it still did really well. But that was my favourite one I made. So, do you guys remember what's your favourite video that I've made? Let me know down below. Is there any videos that you want me to make? Any videos that you want me to specifically make going forward? Let me know down below. I loved your comments. I love you guys interacting with me. It's really, really special. And the first bit is to say thank you for 4 years on Booktube. I'll be thanking you on every single one of these top 4 videos. But thank you for being by my side. For those of you that have been with me from the start, thank you so much. Those new friends that I've made. Booktube has given me new friends. Some friends have come and gone. I obviously had Gemma that was previously Read a Book Gem. She was a friend I met on Booktube and is still one of my besties. I've got the Book Waffle girls. They're my best friends in the whole wide world, and I've seen them, met most of them now. I've just got Ange and Danny to meet. Booktube has done so much for me, and I thank you all for an amazing 4 years. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.